Alright, today I'm tackling some classic LOTR style orcs, sculpted by Games Workshop, no less. These guys have been sitting in my collection for almost 10 years, part of a big batch of secondhand minis I picked up ages ago. I never had the motivation to clean and paint them because, well, I already had hundreds of painted orcs. But with my Dreadhold army in mind, I needed to finish up a couple of squads, one of demolishers and one of archers. And you know what? More orcs are never a bad thing, especially for those massive orc versus orc battles I love. Plus, there was a Medberry captain in the lot. I've already got way too many orc captains, but hey, he's been waiting long enough. Dreadhold is the empire of iron and shadow. Picture a brutal mountain fortress scarred by war, ruled by Agramon and his iron-fisted legions. The air is thick with soot from the constant forges, and deep chasms mark the land. This is a place where only the strong survive, where orcs and monstrous creatures serve a master who brooks no failure. Perfect setting for these guys. I'm starting with a black primer which covers everything. Then, a quick dry brush of brown across most of the model, excluding the armor and weapons where I can. Mummy Robes follows with a light dry brush across the whole mini to pick out those details. For the armor and weapons, I'm going with black mail metal. The leather bits, like gloves, shoes, and hardened armor, get oak brown. On some tants, I'll use desert yellow, and for others, dry rust. The capes and leather bits get leather brown. Uniform gray goes on the cloth parts, with dark stone covering any remaining fabric. For skin, I'm using scaly hide for the face and hands. Then it's time for the washes. Strong tone over the clothes and leather equipment, black tone on the armor, hair, and weapons, and green tone on the skin to give them that classic orc look. For the base, I'm mixing brown paint with PVA glue and adding coarse red gravel. Once dry, I'll finish it with static grass in patches for extra texture. These minis take me about 10 to 12 minutes each, super quick because, honestly, these are some of the oldest and roughest sculpts in my collection. The mold lines are huge, and while I love them for all the battles they've seen, painting them was a bit of a challenge. I didn't film it, but right after finishing these, I moved on to painting some more Anon orcs I'll use as proxies for Steve Fort. The difference in quality was obvious. The older plastic kits really haven't aged well, while the metal versions, though, are still fantastic, even 20 years later. The newer resin models from different creators are stunning. The only upside with these plastic minis is that I don't feel guilty about speed painting them. These orcs aren't just for Dreadhold either. They can fit into almost any army needing a swarm of orcs, which is great for large-scale battles. Alright, grab your brushes and let's bring these classic orcs to life. Quick, dirty, and ready for battle.